good here, so let's move on. The thing about bootlegs and knockoffs is that they're kind of an unavoidable part of a consumer-driven economy. Bootlegs are everywhere and they exist as pretty much everything imaginable. I found some really killer examples here. We have a tour bus in Thailand done by what I believe is someone's sonic recolor there. I believe that's Darwin the Hedgehog or something like that. Original character, do not steal. Next to it we have a surprising appearance of a Gengar as a dog chew toy. Apparently Gengars are very weak to canine type Pokemon. And we have next to that a lovely Fanime PlayStation. I think that's what I think that's what Ken and his kids were playing at the end of X-Men versus Street Fighter. Either packaging, either as a base or whatever. So that's worth. I would like to take one of the most popular rules on the internet and amend it to make Rule B34. If it exists, it has been used in bootleg merchandise. There are no exceptions. So actually, I think, am I the only person who thinks that Thomas Tank Engine Transformer is just really awesome? Yeah. Surprisingly inept. So I'm kind of intrigued by it, but you know, Trump was always my favorite superhero. And I don't know how they all fit into the Russians down there, but since the right alliance, you know, that's crazy superpowers. What can I say?
Or a family comfort.
And the thing about bootlegs is that there are often failures and they are just consistently funny. Now, I'd like to take an audience poll here. Do you prefer the amicable Herculean? Or are you more of a brony? Do you prefer the fun that he loves?
Alliteration, yes.
Now, the thing about this stuff is that it's hardly new. I don't know how many of you remember, but back in the day, we actually used to get our music on these flat little DVD-like objects called CDs. Don't have any experience with these, but in anime fandom back in the 80s and 90s, there was a company called SM Records, and SM made bootlegs of anime music CDs that were cheap as dirt. You could find these things all over the place for like $5, $6, maybe $10 a pop. And there was crazy debate over whether or not they were legit on the internet. Some people would say, oh no, Fanime totally got the license from the Japanese company. These people were full of shit and were trying to justify their cheap assness. And the thing about SM is that they always look like cheap photocopies of whatever they were copying. And always had the stupid SM logo, always had really weird catalog number, and always was just cheap and janky as hell. And eventually SM vanished, but a ton of other companies popped up, and they just kept on springing up like weeds. One would die, and the next one would come up, and they'd have another, vendors capable of play DVDs from Cover Anime or Allion or whoever the new company was at the time. This was a big problem back in the day, and part of why Con started to enact no bootleg policies, because these CDs were just so rampant. There was also a lot of bootleg fans back in the day. You can find these at comic conventions. They have colorful printed labels. You get them. They come in clamshell kegs. Have pretty much art on them that was usually ripped off the internet. You'd buy them from a shady comics dealer, pay about $20, $30 for a tag. You were supposed to sell fan subs, but that never stopped anybody. You'd usually take them home and your tape would look like this. Like a 10th generation copy of Dragon Ball Z. I think if you look really hard, you can kind of make out the dragon. There might be a TV logo there, I'm not sure. But this eventually gave way to bootleg DVDs once that format took off. Generally, these got produced in places like Hong Kong and Taiwan, and they always came in really weird, like, multi-disc paper cases. The packaging was always kind of off. Like, you could suspect you were buying something legit, but it didn't feel quite right. And then usually you got it home and noticed there were Chinese subtitles. And then you noticed the English subtitles, and you got gems like this. Or this. Here's a little break showing off some happy bootleg Sailor Moon merchandise. Oops, I meant some Galaxy girl. Sailor Barbie. Well, to be fair, they kind of look like the original Irwin Toy Sailor Moon dolls back in 1996. Those Sailor Moon clocks, by the way, I see in like every Chinatown across the U.S. They are endemic. And there's a Goku version too that looks almost exactly like that. I don't know what the actual sound they make is, but I assume it is related to nothing involving Sailor Moon. And as for Usagi riding the smoking hot hog down there, let's just say that is awesome. I really hope that's in the reboot. But the big problem with bootlegs is that they are everywhere. Here we have Takanori Aki, who is the president of figure producer Good Smile Company, describing relative sales ratios of bootleg figures to official goods. This came from a TV appearance on a show called Japacon, and I believe I noted the exact episode on there. It's available on YouTube. Actually, I recommend you watch it if you're interested in the process of figures and figure making, but as he says, bootleg items are liable to sell 5 times more than official ones. That's how easy and prevalent it is to make this stuff in places like China. Now, I think we've all had this experience. a good price. We see a pretty picture, and we buy it. And then we get it, and we look at it. We might not suspect anything at first. But then somebody with knowledge comes in and says, hey, you know what? I don't think that's real. And then you get the feeling of sad bladders right there. There are many reds in real life, I'm sorry to say. And so, ordering online is in my field, disappointment happens, and it happens far too often. In fact, don't you just love it when you order something like this? This is the picture you see on the website, and you wind up getting it's not even that the colors are right. The sad thing is, you can go to the Amazon reviews of this and see people insisting that their purchase was okay. I don't care if the colors are wrong, they're just going to look cute. And it's just, So websites like Good Smiles have a lot of information about bootleg products. Not all figure manufacturers have things like this, and it's actually kind of hard to find on the Good Smile site since they redid it fairly recently. But if you're looking for things like Nendoroids and Figmas in particular, this is a good place to check for like telltale signs, especially if it's a particularly popular figure. You can also go to myfigurecollection.net. They tend to have, when they list figures, their database also lists if there is a known bootleg of a figure, and they usually have pictures, so you can check them against whatever you're looking at a con or at a store or anything. Since I see a lot of people have smartphones these days, it's pretty easy to check up on this stuff. But if you don't, here are some easy rules of thumb for identification. Does the packaging look photocopied, oversaturated, look cobbled together like some 3-year-old got a pirate copy of Photoshop? Or feature incorrect copyrights or language? Is there a license sticker? Or hell, is there even a package? I've seen figures sold as legit, but they only come with the clamshell case. They don't have the actual package included. And that should be a pretty dead giveaway because a lot of these bootleg figures are shipped just in those clamshells. The boxes are not actually assembled from the shipping plan. As for the figure itself, is the paint sloppy? Are the base colors of the plastic consistent? Is the plastic overly shiny? And are the mold seams really bad? Sometimes it's hard to tell just looking through, all the plastic windows on the box and wrapping and all that good stuff. But if you look hard enough, and most good retailers will let you take a good hard look at these things, you can usually spot a few giveaways. Do the designs on the item or the packaging look like official art and logos, or do they look like fan art or scans ripped off the internet? This is something I will discuss describing bootleg clothing and bag merchandise, which I've been seeing a lot more of as of recently. Finally, is the price just too darn good to be true? I mean, there are a lot of people selling stuff. There are a lot of discount figures now. People trying to clearance their stock, but if it's fairly new and it's about half the price of what is expected to be in the end, then that's probably a pretty dead giveaway. That something's a little bit off. Something is wrong with your face. My personal favorite is the one on the upper right because can anybody tell me which things the first and the third ones are? Just going by the hair, it looks like one has an afro and one does that even have a name? Just look at his puppy ears. Oh my god, that's horrible. And bottom right, is anyone here old enough to remember my buddy? Hi, Ghosty. Hi, Ghosty. Wherever I go, he goes. He looks so huggable. which is where most legit goods are actually made, hell, where most everything is actually made. They'll illicitly acquire molds for items, or they'll make them from parts that they'll QC, and they'll try and meet the official version to market. This Sea-Girl Hatsune Miku you see here just came out last week, and yet the version you see here has been in circulation for 8 months. Now, as you see, the box is incorrect, to say the least. And to the left, you'll see bootleg boxes for the Sakura Miku Nendoroid that came out before the official one did. The boxes don't look quite right. They have different kanji, they have different numbering. So that should be a pretty dead giveaway right there. But you'd be surprised at how many of these you just see people buying without even questioning things. And this is where you usually see retailers obtaining this stuff. You have these suppliers from China. They're available online. They will sell these wholesale for pretty ridiculous prices, though I assure you, they're still making a pretty hefty profit on this. As you can see, this is clearly not legit. If you've seen the actual Miku figure this is based on, the colors are way too bright. The frame looks like, I don't even know how to describe that color. It's kind of like oatmeal orange, I guess.
What?
Definitely not brown. No, it's definitely not brown. And if you look at these sites like Alibaba, Taobao, these direct China to you retailers, they will sell a ton of this stuff. They will sell it in bulk for cheap prices. You will find a lot of hometown retailers just getting this stuff, assuming it's real and not even questioning it. So you do have to be a bit careful in that respect. Now let's move on to bootleg video games. These have been around for ages, and they are all kinds of special. We have Tiny Toons. No, I'm sorry, it's Tiny Toon Adventures, no plural. Buster Saves Your Day. It's currently drawn by Timmy, age 3. Same thing with Super Wonderful Mario, except additional clip art, and for whatever reason, the Worship Chapel from Tetris has sitting on top of Mario Castle and is about to topple. Meanwhile, we have Triflight minus one head chasing Princess Peach with a look on his face that suggests he might be a little stoned at the moment. And Asterix and the Power of Gods, which apparently is now a Digicare game. Yeah. What the concept was behind Beavis and Butthead up there. But as for Super Wonderful Mario, it really is. I think my favorite is the goat. You know, he's just really itching to get into that treasure chest and those carrots. By the way, if you can identify what that pink thing is that like Nimrod's dad or something? Oh, Rainbow Bright! Oh my god! I'm sorry, I'm a failure of a girl from the 80s. I will hang my head in shame now. But it's not just these. There are...
Still looks better than the original thing.
And not even Chip and Dale, it's Lionel, and I don't know who the bear is.
Smokey?
That can't be Smokey. Smokey has a different name.
The bootleg of Smokey.
It's like layers upon layers here. We've entered Inception.
Got me. I wasn't getting away.
There are so many great covers of more recent stuff. You don't really find a lot of Xbox 360, PS3 bootleg games that are quite this hilarious, but you have some very special graphics designers working in kind of these third and second world countries for older platforms. And that's why we still get beautiful Fanime covers like some of the ones we just saw, but for people who have a bit more money, we get Grand Theft Auto 3-in-1, SpongeBob, Sonic, and Mario edition. They may or may not be active in the game, you just kind of have to guess. Yes. So HBO Max is for the original PlayStation. Hey, that was compatibility. Well, I mean, if we're looking for the best Genesis fighting game ever made, yeah. sorry. But yeah, these bootleg accessories, these wearables are a common sight at cons and dealers. I see a ton of these sort of things at Fanime. And this is one of those things I mentioned that is quite obviously based on fan art. This is probably not official Krypton media. What they'll do is you'll just find a nice image online, they'll make a silk screen of it and print it on like that. And here are some more examples. One thing I've started to see more and more of is weird jewelry. This includes like fake cosplay jewelry, replicas of accessories, to just odd stuff like this Miku heart blocker. I'm not sure what relation that has to Miku, but there you go. And man, these Attack on Titan bags are friggin' everywhere. I'm not sure what that bottom one is. Is that supposed to be Mikasa? Because that actually looks like she's from Kara no Kyokai. But I have seen the one on the right around here, especially that image. I believe that is like official production art, but just used kind of in places it shouldn't be used. Usually if you have these really elaborate, really colorful silk screens on bags, that's kind of a giveaway. Most of the like official tote bags and whatnot don't use quite as colorful a printing process. But you can always check. Usually the stuff made by Great Eastern and stuff, well, there used to be a manufacturer called Midwear, and then they kind of died, alas. So when in doubt, just ask to look at the bag and ask to look for tags and copyrights and things like that. They're kind of Pokemon, except not. It's like, you remember back in the day when you had those one-off strategy guides and people would try to draw Pokemon on the cover that didn't look like Pokemon? That's like it. You're right. And iPhone cases. Here is a site I found that is selling both of them. As you can see, we had some Toronto Kagaku no Railgun, we had some random Dakimakuras. These are typically like fairly cheap to print, but the official Japanese versions that are printed very, very nicely are not. They are not cheap at all. You're looking at $100, $200 for a quality hug pillow cover. The ones you can buy licensed here in the States are a bit cheaper than that, but these are obviously not licensed, as are the iPhone cases. I'm sorry, they are Samsung cases. But yeah, you see a lot of iPhone cases like this too. Like I said, you can usually tell if it kind of looks like fan art or if it's over-elaborate, overly colorful, if the windows are placed in a really weird position that doesn't mesh with the art. That's usually a giveaway that it's probably not official. Another giveaway is if there are salacious hug pillows of characters from popular series that aren't really known for having edgy material based on them. Suffice to say, if your hug pillow looks like this, it's not authentic. Did you know that there is such a thing as bootleg anime proper? I'm not talking about bootleg DVDs. I'm talking about actually ripping off anime ideas, anime characters, and transplanting them wholesale into unauthorized productions. This happens a lot. Because before the mid-90s, South Korea had policies in effect that prevented much media from other countries, but mostly Japan, from being adapted and shown in that country. Mostly a remnant of laws from World War II. They were pretty pissed at Japan. I wonder why. Yeah. The laws did let up around the mid-90s, but of course, since Japan was so geographically close, and since both countries had a rapidly growing animation industry, a lot of characters and ideas drifted across the ocean, as you can see in this lovely set of bootleg Dragon Ball / Ninja / Ninja Turtle on a skateboard. And hey guys, you know what the best part is? Some of these English. So now I would like to show to you a clip from a feature called Johnny Destiny's Space Ninja?
And Jar.
Come on, Jay. All right, this is for real. Stay alert. I might get tricky. That's enough. Release her. There are more important matters. Now, everyone, pay attention. The Queen has sent me to tell you that it is her commands that one of you fight our fourth swordsman again. So, which of you will it be? Come on, speak up. Well, speak up. So, nobody wants to fight, eh? Then I guess I'll have to help you decide.
So, unfortunately, as far as I know, Johnny Destiny only got a UK release. It might have been very, very limited release in the US. This is actually a DVD from a VHS strip provided to me by our friend Mike Toole, who also did the Robot King intro. But some of these you can find for $80 They come in covers filled with stolen art, and they all have weird names like Defender of Galaxy, Space Thunder Kids, and this particular movie is one of my favorites. It's actually been dubbed twice for whatever stupid reason. It's called Space Transformers, and it's also commonly known as Diatron 5. Oh. This is one you really need to watch. Now, I'm going to show you a clip of this, and on the 1 to 10 scale, 10 being Diatron 5 at its most batshit crazy, this clip is only a 6. Remember that. Amazing job.
Karen, cheese, you can't. How can that be? How can you eat that? Cheese!
chum.
What are you doing here?
We're here to save the white soldiers. Now take us to your king, right away.
No need for that. In fact, I'd like to offer you a position as my assistant. How about that? Oh, that's certainly fun. I can ask my brother to give you the same rank as mine. It's your only chance of survival. You know that? She's no assistant. She's only starting the time.
Quickly, lads, lead me to your king. Stop stalling.
What's wrong, you deaf or something? Huh? Well, all right, but I tell you, you'll regret it. You still have a choice to be my assistant, you know. Oh, well, I can't help you now.
Master.
Well, what's the matter? Why are you so excited?
The General Mary is coming right away.
Yes, well, you know that my sister comes in here almost every day. What's the problem?
She's coming out.
Well, who are you people and what are you doing here?
If you don't promise us something, we're going to see your sister dead. Quite simple. Just set free all your captives and the white soldiers and do it now.
Open the curtain and show our guests what's become of that power. Well, let us make the exchange now.
All right, but you set free all the white soldiers first. Understand?
Yes, of course.
I'm not even sheltered among many parts of this is what you really have to reach out. Hopefully with friends and hopefully you all inebriated on some manner of substance. So you have a lot mixing and matching of media properties. Here we have Space Gundam V, which is actually a Valkyrie from Macross. Yeah, I don't get it either, but there you go. But, sadly, I do not have a clip of gold in that. That one did not get dubbed for obvious reasons. But, we have just a bit of time. I can show you one of my favorites, Protector of Universe.
Let me stay and help defend Orion. Father, no, son. You must rebuild my kingdom someday.
Being destroyed, and they are sending their children.
Take the children down to the earth at once, immediately, and get the people there to help you. Now, hurry and get on Super Express.
You need to set it on, because you're going to hear it a lot. They loaded all the kids on the train, and go to the train! as much protector of the universe as I want, but the entire thing is available on archive.org, as is Diatron 5, Space Transformers, and a whole ton of these. So, yeah, you know what it is. And here are some credits in case you want to see where I got some images and folks. Also my Twitter handle, if you want to follow me, I guarantee I'm not always this hilarious.